Hello everyone, and welcome to another One Piece manga read along. Today I'm going to be discussing um, some of my reaction to chapter 1110, and I'll tell you in a minute why I'm not going to be reading it in this video. And then I'll be reading chapter 1111 to 1113. So one chapter discussion and 3 chapter read-alongs. In the live chat for now we have Hunter, Odinoko, Modru, Booty, Mike, Tiago, and the sub-only chat is on, which honestly I should have had it on since the beginning of the day, because I started my stream today saying that I'm having a bad day. I don't know why I didn't listen to myself. I think it was because after I opened the packs, like the One Piece cards, and I did a Japanese lesson, I was feeling much better. Hi Panya, hi Cherry, welcome back. I was feeling so much better, and then I was like, you know what? Let's keep sub-only chat off. Let the chat go free. I should have listened to myself because, like I said, I was already having such a bad day. But just to briefly summarize my thoughts on chapter 110 and why I won't be including the read along. It was a very action heavy chapter. So I'm just going to skim through it. He summoned the other Gorosei, but I wasn't sure kind of like how. Was it really them, or was it just these kind of shadow beasts, you know? So I was a little bit confused at first because Saint Saturn is this physical, like his body transformed into a spider monster, and these ones just looked like vague forms. But I think my reaction actually to these names was pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, because I thought, Gyuki, Itsumade, Fengshi, Bakotsu, and then Sandworm. Which, when you think about it, I mean, I've watched Dune. I know that giant sandworms are terrifying. But it was just like their names are so like menacing sounding. And then the one is just like sandworm. So I thought that was really funny. And apparently this was the first full spread in 9 years, which looks absolutely amazing. And I just basically went through warthog, spider, bird demon, horse, skeleton horse, and sandworm. There's actually a Pokemon that looks like him. And the worst part is that his teeth are straight. Like, if he wanted to be really menacing, should have given him spiky teeth like the rest of them. Like, I think I just said like 100 times. But anyway, I can imagine a sandworm mouth. Is it a sandworm? And they just have thousands of rows of spiky teeth. But I think it makes it funnier, the fact that this giant worm has like a regular set of teeth. So I think that's pretty hilarious as well. And then I was obviously just shocked to see the pacifistas being taken down easily in like 4 pages. Their numbers were reduced by half. So this guy, this horse one, was just slashing through them like crazy. And that's when I saw his physical self, if you can see it like that. And interestingly enough, he has this kind of black cloud around him, where Luffy has these like white clouds around him, right? And then Lucci also has this kind of like black cloud around him. Were we given an explanation as to why exactly this cloud exists? Like, I'm not sure. It just looks very important in some ways. Like dark cloud, light cloud. Why is there even a cloud? What does it mean? I don't know. But anyway, then after the horse demon guy slashed through half of the pacifistas like that, we also got a visual of the bird, the giant demon bird, he swooped down onto the dome and just splat like a bug on a windshield. I was very confused because I was like, did you plan to do that? Like the one guy is slashing through pacifistas like they're nothing, or he's kind of freezing them, I think. And the other guy, he's like a bug on a windshield. But I'm not sure if it's like it's one of those scenes where things are not as they appear, maybe. Like he's gonna turn into some kind of bubbling acid and then melt through the part where he smushed. I don't know yet. So we're gonna see. So yeah, that happens, and Sanji is telling Usopp and the others to like run. The situation is crazy. Just leave, because we're obviously concerned for some of the members who aren't as strong as Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei. Like, maybe it's best for them to get out while they still can. But Usopp says they can't leave because Jinbei and Zoro aren't back yet. Zoro has been fighting Lucci. Zoro has been fighting Lucci continuously for a while now. And Lucci says, you sense that massive haki too. It almost makes you want to stop and look. Like he wants to catch his breath. And Zoro says it's all over the island. So I think at this point they're both pretty exhausted. And then there's the scene where Jinbei says he doesn't care if Zoro wants to come back or not. He's going to drag him back because they need to leave. It's very pressing. And Sanji says, stupid mosshead, putting the entire crew in danger. He's a liability. So at first I didn't even see the liability part because I was just like, excuse me, Sanji, don't be pointing fingers, because if we're talking about, people wasting time, I always bring up the Khalifa and the tea thing because at this point it's like a meme to me. And I mean, we all know that Zoro and Sanji's rivalry it's embedded into the crew. It's like part of the fun. But I literally didn't see the liability part. So I was like, oh, wait, you just said liability? So I was kind of like stepping into the story with them. And I think half of the fun of Sanji and Zoro's characters is their rivalry. So for us as the viewers, we kind of get to join in on that rivalry. All of us have our own favorites. So, whether you favor Sanji or you favor Zoro, the rivalry is hilarious. There are times when, how do I say this? There are times when obviously something more serious happens where you are genuinely upset with a character. Like, remember when Usopp had that whole breakdown and he left the crew and everything? So there are more serious times, even something that might feel more serious for you, but it's more of a joke in the anime. So for example, for me, the Khalifa tea thing was pretty serious, but it was kind of like a comedic relief, but I didn't like it at all. And then for other people, remember when Sanji went woof woof, and the other people were like offended and they were saying the anime added the barking and they shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, wait, that's what you're upset about? After everything Sanji has done, this is what you're upset about? He barked? Okay. And I actually think that was adorable. And anyway, so I'll just read the next part because I don't want to ramble on for too long. So I did write something. And this is the reason why I won't be sharing my read along for chapter 1110. I wrote, because I took a step away from the stream and I just had to write down my thoughts because I was having a bad day. I couldn't really organize my thoughts in that moment. But when Sanji and Zoro are fighting, just like almost anyone else, I like one of them more than the other. So I'm going to get in on the fun with them and like be part of the rivalry. But I've said many times, like literally hundreds of times, I love both Sanji and Zoro. They're both part of the crew and they also care for each other. It's very clear. Like they will bitch and moan, but if one needs help, the other one will be there. So, so they also care for each other, but that doesn't stop them from arguing or insulting each other. Whether it's just moss head, curly eyebrow, or something more serious, like calling the other one a liability. And yes, we can discuss whether or not he intended to provoke Zoro and how successful that was. But I was still busy reading the chapter when this whole discussion started. I was like 2 pages from the end, literally 1 page before this insane Zoro moment, and I didn't really get to enjoy it. So that's why I'm just gonna wait for the anime to come out and animate it, and then I'll get like a new chance to enjoy the scene. So I said it's fun when they fight. Like, it's hilarious. I stopped the stream because I'm not in the mood to have to defend my love for Sanji. He threw this and that at Zoro, so I threw something back at him. It wasn't like a real conversation about who was in the right. Like, it was just talking shit, because that's what he was doing. It was just shits and giggles because of the high energy of the scene and the high stakes of the moment. And it ended in an epic move from Zoro, which really should have been a great, like, it was, you know? But I couldn't appreciate it because it was immediately the tone of the conversation shifted to defending Sanji when I was busy reading the chapter and I was just talking smack like he was talking smack, and like it should have just moved along from there after I reacted to whatever he said. But then the whole moment became centered around whoa, Sanji, but Sanji did this and Zoro did that, and it was like it shifted the mood, and I was like, this wait, this wasn't okay. So I just didn't know how to like kind of get back to the fun of the scene, because it became so serious suddenly about who's in the right. So anyway, so it became about defending Sanji, and I was like, from what? Sanji insults Zoro. So my first reaction is to join the scuffle and insult him while I'm reading the scene. But, you know, so why does he need to be defended? He doesn't need you to defend him. And I even said during the video, like, everyone makes mistakes. Don't point fingers. But that's after it became a more serious discussion. Just because I'm talking crap at him while he's talking crap, I just would like to finish the chapter before you jump in and force me to have a conversation that I've had before. Sanji is great and Zoro is great. They fight each other and I love the energy, so I join in. There's no need to, mid-chapter, defend him from me, literally just talking smack and having fun. Maybe it's best not to do the read-alongs live, but I was just sad or frustrated when I wrote this. So I will, of course, do my read-alongs live because it's fun. And I think I summarized it better when I wrote... Wait a second. I don't know how to say this, but half the fun of Sanji and Zoro's character is in their rivalry. It doesn't need to be brought into the real world, especially not while I'm reading. Mid-chapter, 2 pages from the end, like, give it a moment. It ruined a big Zoro moment for me because the video got kind of derailed. But it's not really ruined, I just need to give it some time. And anyway, with big action scenes, I think the anime is going to bring it to life, and that's going to be, like, worth it, you know, worth the wait. So I gave an example. So a while back, well, actually always, me and Sotos, so Sotos is one of my mods, right? And we're always insulting each other. Like, before, he would make flat jokes, and I would make short jokes, and he would make whatever. We're always like insulting each other because that's the kind of friends we are, right? But then someone in my comment section on YouTube started taking it so seriously. Like, they commented that I'm harassing him because I'm calling him short, and there's nothing wrong with being short. And I was like, dude, what? Sotos is the same height as me. It's a joke. Like, I don't actually think he's short, and there's nothing wrong with being short. It's just a joke. But this guy made it so real. Like, now he's saying I'm harassing him. You see that energy? It's like we were having fun and talking shit, and then you made it real. Like, it totally kills the fun. And that's how I felt during the chapter while I was just kind of having fun talking smack. And then, you know, Sanji fans were offended, I guess. And I mean, I've had this conversation so many times about, you know, both of them. But so anyway, that's why I'm not going to read chapter 1110 right now again. I'll just read after this moment. He said Huhuva spot hunt, and I was making a joke about Jojoba from the Pink Panther. So I don't know if you guys ever watched the Pink Panther, but there's a very funny scene. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I have to I couldn't help but
Available man alone in Paris.
Huhuva.
Let me see the bottle. So over.
Jojoba.
Huhuva.
Something like that. Jojoba.
Huhuva.
Jojoba.
Jojoba.
Huhuva.
Jojoba.
Huhuva. 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 So I couldn't help but think of that hilarious scene when I read Huhuva. But anyway, I don't mean to ruin a very badass move, but it was so funny to me. Anyway, now we can focus on the next part of the video, which is, well, after Huhuva. Please go to this page if you want to read along. It says page 16 of 1110. So we're just going to finish that off. Lucci gets cut, obviously. Jinbei is shocked. Luffy is shocked. And then from underneath the ground, the straight-teethed sandworm comes up and, chomp, swallows him whole. Potentially, probably. Did you see that? I sure did. A familiar sight. He's not a man suited for dark places. Here goes. Whoa! They chop off its head and to get Luffy out. Grr, that was close. And Luffy is just laughing. And it's Dory and Brogy, both of them cut off its head together. The giant's cut. Luffy's second, the Nola experience short. Remember when Luffy and Nami were in the snake's belly? That was one of my favorite moments from Nami. Like, that was maybe the moment that cemented Nami as one of my favorite girls. Remember when they were in the belly and she was having a conversation with that little girl? I think she was swallowed too. Oh, damn, we could have had another Nola moment. I'm joking. Huh? It's you guys, the giants. It's been too long, Mugiwara. We couldn't wait to see you again. So, that's how the chapter ends. And next up, I will be continuing with chapter 1101. So this chapter was called Starfall. I forgot to mention that. I guess it refers to the black lightning. So they were like stars that fell from the sky because, you know, they're the Gorosei, the 5 elders. The world sees them as the highest of high, like the most holy. So in that sense, Starfall. But we know they're not so holy. Okay, so the next chapter is 1101. I wish I had the more of these. Whoa! That's so gorgeous! I love that! And Kuma is there! Look at him! So, oh, it's jellyfish! I thought at first it was bubbles. But it's jellyfish. Wow. I love that so much. Oh, and Bonnie is there. Oh, wait, I'm taking a screenshot. I want to paint this for myself on a big paper and I want to hang it on my wall. I love it. There's Kuma and Zoro and he's pulling on the jellyfish stuff. Or I think he's shaking it and while Usopp is trying to climb. And then we have... Wait, you... We have a Chopper and... oh, and it's little Bonnie. She's small. We have the Chopper, Nami, and the Bonnie. And it looks like Bonnie already finished hers. And now she's grabbing some from Nami and Chopper. And then over here we have Sanji sitting with Robin. And Sanji is actually sitting normally, not, simping for Robin. That's quite surprising. I would imagine him, if he got that kind of intimate time with Robin, his eyes would be instant hearts all the time. Because let's be honest, my eyes would be instant hearts as well if I got some alone time with Robin. So Frankie is sitting with his back towards them, facing the other way. And, Jinbei is swimming. And Brooke is handing some potato chips to Jinbei. And at the top we have Lu. Oh, and there's Vegapunk in a submarine. This might be like my favorite visual ever. Based on a reader request, the Straw Hats strolling through the deep sea using jellyfish umbrellas. Wow, Oda really went all out with this one. And what I really love about it is the watercolor effect that I feel. I don't know if this is watercolor, but the reason I like watercolor is because it often gives this kind of like visual look. It's just the color scheme, everything is just so beautiful. I love this. Okay, so the chapter is called Sun Shield. Oh, and there it is. There's a crackling, like where the bird splat. So I think he re-emerged, like maybe like a kind of phoenix. So he splat, but then he re-emerged, flapped his wings, and like I think he's heading again. So maybe he's trying to break through the dome. That's the effect I'm getting. And then in the corner you just see Jinbei looking shocked because, oh my god, that thing is gonna break through at any minute. So Jinbei says, "What is that thing? Such preposterous haki." Zoro, are you done? Let's go. Jinbei. Not yet. He's still standing. Whoa. He's got these 3 claw marks. Like, it's not claw marks. Obviously, his 3 swords. But it's like a monstrous slash across his chest. And then he roars, because we know that you can't leave someone like Lucci standing. He will use everything in his fiber to come at you when you least expect it. If you turn your back for a second on this guy, I don't think it will end well. Like, let's not forget that Lucci was a main antagonist of Water 7 and Enies Lobby. Like, he's not an easy guy to defeat. Even though our characters got stronger, this guy got stronger too. So I don't think it's a smart idea to turn your back on him, even if there's a very small chance that he isn't like done, out cold, dead even. But we don't kill enemies in One Piece. Okay, so did you get him, Jinbei? I'll do it now. Let's go, Zoro. You won the fight. Blah. Fishman karate. Sorry about this, Rob Lucci. 5,000 brick chop. Wait, Fishman karate? Is it Jinbei who does 5,000 brick chop? And he blows away like the trees and the... So obviously this would be a shame to Zoro in this moment, maybe. Like, there's no shame in receiving some help, especially when time is of the essence. But I don't think Zoro would be super happy knowing that, that very last push to stop to stop Lucci, Jinbei just had to end it, quickly. He was pretty much already done, though. Done. But there are a lot of characters. I mean, think about all the times in anime when you thought a character was dead, but then they weren't. And like they used their lost bit of life force to retaliate. Like, I'm glad that Jinbei took a moment to make sure, okay, well, he's blown away, okay? So Lucci then transforms back and then is faced with the demon bird. Cypher Pole, age 0. Rob Lucci. Where is York? And then his face is just like, what am I looking at? Like, I think the level of hockey, but not just the level of hockey, but their form. It's not something that we've ever seen before. So imagine being faced, out of all the weird and wonderful things in this universe, imagine being faced with that. Like right here, man. I would also be momentarily like, I don't know if I could speak. Anyway, Jinbei says, gotta hurry. Hey, what is that thing? I think Zoro asks that. York is still tied up in the command room on the 4th floor of Building A. Currently on the loose are the 2 who just escaped, Roronoa Zoro and Jinbei, first son of the sea, 5 other members of the Straw Hat crew, and 2 Vegapunks. Preparing to escape from the back exit of the Labo phase. There are 85 other Cypher Pole agents and 4 Seraphim in the basement of the lab. So, in terms of the word Seraphim, yesterday someone mentioned in an episode of Bleach, they mentioned the word Seraphim. So I never really thought to look up the meaning of the word or like how it's linked to other things. I think earlier someone also said Huhuva means something. So if someone can just kind of like, because I think, I don't want to spoil Bleach, so I can't say what I think Seraphim means based on Bleach terms. But it was kind of like an archangel or something. Or some kind of, transcendental, spiritual, like, I don't know. So Seraphim is an interesting word, and I would like to look that up. Or anyone can tell me what you know about the word, the origin of it. And then also someone mentioned earlier about Huhuva. What does that mean? Besides Jojoba, 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 Jojoba. Hi, Nox. Have you seen Pink Panther 2? Please, Nox, before you start defending Lucci and saying he would have beaten Zoro if Jinbei didn't jump in, before you do that, let me just finish the chapter, okay, Nox? Okay. I'm sorry to draw you into an inside joke. If you're watching this back, Nox didn't say anything. He just said hello. I was just making a joke. Okay, so Lucci gives a rundown to the demon bird. Vegapunk's message resumes in 6 minutes. Well done. No further questions. Wait! My partner is still gravely wounded in the command room. Please spare his life. That may not be possible. Oh, I'm surprised. Lucci actually cares about his partner. I mean, you never really know with bad guys. If they're just working together for convenience sake, or if they actually have some sort of nakamaship, Especially with Lucci, because Lucci's backstory indicated that he joined CP0 not because he wanted to fight with people, or he just wanted a license to kill, right? So it's kind of interesting to see him actually, have some connection to Kaku. But anyway, the bird says that may not be possible. One does not attempt to step on insects. It simply happens. fucking bird. I actually attempt not to step on insects. Just I don't know about you guys, but if you see an ant nest, do you purposely just walk through them, or do you try at least to kind of like step over them? No, I'm joking. I mean, I'm sure I end up swallowing a lot of bugs in my sleep. Apparently, that's a thing. I read a fact like throughout your life, you swallow something like 500 bugs in your sleep. You can read about the biblical meaning of seraphims in Isaiah 6, verse 1 to 7. Above the Lord were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying. Oh, yeah, that's cool. So seraphim is like a biblical word. Very interesting. Knox says, I assume the CP9 cover story from post time skip showed them to be pretty close. I never read the cover stories. I need to do a video. Okay, once I catch up to the most recent chapter, I'm going to continue my One Piece manga read-alongs, and I'm going to read all the cover stories. Or at least from a specific point. I don't know, but I really need to do that. There's also SBSs that I need to read. Oh, dear Lord. I'm so sad that SBSs are not included in the Shonen Jump app. Like, they don't put SBS. Bugs are rich in protein, so it's fine. I don't care. I think seraphims are seen as the guardians of the holy god. That obviously makes sense that, the guys who see themselves as gods built seraphims or paid to have seraphims built, And the seraphims even have those wings, don't they? Like small little wings, but don't they? It's pretty cool. There's also the original term, which is Hebrew, which can mean to consume with fire, or a fiery and flying serpent, which is what Oda was probably going for with the Lunarian race. I don't know if it was what I don't know if I would say that's what Oda was going for, because the seraphim are literally, they have wings and they are the guardians of the people who see themselves as God. So it could be a mixture of both, but I wouldn't say Oda was going for the other one. If anything, Oda was using the term in both ways and combining them. That's why he created the Lunarian race, but also the seraphims being the guardians of those who see themselves as God. So those wings are from King's race. That kind of enforces the idea behind the combination of the two meanings of the word. Guardians and King's race. SBS has become my favorite thing about the volumes. Oh, guardians of the holiness of God. Oh, okay, I see. Boils down almost to the same thing, because at the end of the day, God would need to be guarded, but amongst the people to guard the holiness makes more sense. But yeah, maybe then Tiago's interpretation makes more sense. Okay, but let me finish the chapter. Sorry for, derailing, but I was very interested in those words before I wanted to continue. It simply happens. One does not attempt to step on insects. It simply happens. So next up, we are back with Luffy on this page. It's page 8. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Good to see you giants again. And you, Mugiwara. I almost didn't recognize you. How do you know the form of that god How do you know the form of that God spoken of in Elbaf? So he's talking about Luffy's current form. Giant! A bad combination. Look at these colossal beasts. They look like they came from Elbaf's forests. But we don't want to fight them, guys. Wait, we don't want to fight them? Guys, we need to run away. Who said that? Oh shit, it's one of those pages. I get so confused when it's like it goes over the other page like this because I'm reading like this. So, you see, there's a part that I miss, like there. It's so confusing. I'm sorry. Let me try again. So, Luffy says, I can't believe it's been 2 years. And then they say, how do you know the form of that god spoken of in Elbaf? Your outfit. It pleases us greatly. I don't know what you mean, but we can talk later. And then they talk. The warthog says giants, a bad combination. Look at these colossal beasts. They look like they came from Elbaf's forests. Oh, that is Dorian Brogy speaking about the warthog and the spider. They look like they come from the forests of Elbaf. But we don't want to fight them. We need to run away. We're already aware. We saw Sanji earlier. He said, if you see Luffy, tell him to run around the back of the island. I'm counting on you, Dorian the Brogy. You bet. Let's meet up later. We saw in the story in the newspaper and came to help you escape. Isn't that so sweet? So Nami and Usopp are in the sky. Then we have Elbaf's ship over here on this side. Bonnie and Frankie are on the way to the ship. Sanji and Vegapunk are behind them, and Luffy is behind them. It said you were surrounded by the Navy. And then, wait. So he blows the horn, and then all the giants obviously know that they're being summoned in a much less sinister way than the demons were being summoned before. That's the captains! They found the Mugiwara! Back to the ship! Prepare to withdraw! All we have to do is take them and leave. Don't bother attacking the battleships. They don't have any treasure. No doubt about that. Yeah, Damn it, says a marine or something. An escape signal? We can't have that. I'll sound a warning of my own then. I'll sound a warning of my own, says Pumbaa. I mean evil Pumbaa. A warning not to escape. And then he like rushes at them with a roar of anger. I couldn't come up with a word other than anger. So then they kind of like pull up their shields, and the roar seems to like blow entire buildings. A roar of ire, indeed, Nox. So Luffy's eyes and hat and the shoes and everything is being blown off, and the I don't know which one is Dorian, which one is Brogy. I think this is Brogy, and he's like, oh, what? And yeah, the whole island is kind of like being shaken to the core with this roar. The island is pulsating again. Hey! I think maybe he used the haki, right? And then some of the people fainted because they couldn't handle it. Are you all right, Mugiwara? Got enough parts there? What a funny body you've got. Get. Whoa, that looks so cool. That was a close one. I'm sorry. Did the Luffy's scar fall off? Is he picking his scar back up? like, here's for my scars back. Brogy is the one that's a bit more chubby, and Dori is the one that's a bit more tall. Okay. So the one that, this one is Dori. No, Brogy. Brogy Dori. Okay, I don't know how else I'm gonna remember it. Brogy. Brogy. He's a bro. Okay. I'll remember. So anyway, a color of the Supreme King Roar? Who is that guy? Some bossy guy in the world government. And then, I don't know, he's... something is spinning. Is that... what is he doing? Whoa! Brogy! Ready! Svalin Sun Shield! That reminds me of the scene when they blasted through the goldfish. But the goldfish moment was... whoa, we have much to settle with your kind. Do you even know who that is? Huh? Of course we do. Oh, we have much to settle with your kind. Guys, that's big. It's pointing at stuff from the 100-year void. What is there to settle when you have erased that part of history, you dumb pig? He's a friend. Yeah. Skillja split. Kabam. And he must be crushed before you call him something else. They're so scared of just like the words being uttered. You know when they fear what you have to say. What's that? I've said the quote before, but if you cut out a man's tongue, I have to look it up with. I don't want to ruin the saying. Cut out a man's tongue quote. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. So that's what I feel about here. They're not physically tearing out his tongue, but they would if they could, because they fear what they so deeply fear them calling Luffy. I want the manga to say it. And he must be crushed before you call him something else, because they called him a friend. They said you have this outfit that reminds them of something from Elbaf, and then he asked, do you know what he is? He's a friend, and he must be crushed before you call him something else. Eradicated from the historical world. Watch out! That's gonna be poison! And then Luffy pulls up a tree, and he goes, and he makes a baseball bat, obviously. Naturally, he picked up some paint and just made the baseball bat. Run-of-the-mill, regular, Luffy things, and then he puts on a little a baseball helmet, and he goes, hey, bada, 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 swing, ka-ting, ka-ting. And he smacks all the balls away. How do you like a taste of your own poison? And then, boof, they exploded? How are there people, like, you know that there are people in this world that say they don't like music? Like, they just don't like music. They don't get it. Like, those people exist, and everyone is entitled to their opinion, naturally. But sometimes I mean, it's so difficult to understand. How could someone not like music? Like, any music? That's how I feel about this version of Luffy. There were people that really disliked this version. Like, how? How? That's an odd one. That's like saying I don't like tasty food. Yeah, an example of a character that's like that is Raj's girlfriend in one season of Big Bang Theory. She's like this very focused businesswoman, and she doesn't understand the point of music, like listening to sounds, like what? But it's so difficult for us to understand, right? Because everyone listens to music. Naturally, you'd think that. But it's like, how can you not like fun? Anyway. No, I'm kidding. I totally understand. Like, they didn't watch Looney Tunes as a kid. I loved Looney Tunes. I love the music in Looney Tunes. The sound effects, the eye, everything. Captains, the flames are going to block off the forest. Let's get moving. You blew them to bits. Let's hurry. This won't matter. They're immortal. Huh? And then they just kind of like revive. Like they just come out of the death. Keep running. How can they be immortal? I don't know, but they keep coming back no matter what you do. I've never heard of any such power or race. Best to run then. They're kind of like running away, but they're laughing. Jinbei! Zoro! Hurry up! We're on our way. I think it's faster to just run. Look! In front of the ship! In front of the ship? Who's that? Oh no, it's Penis Head! I mean, Mini Chin's man. What's that guy? What is he? Oh, his neck is kind of like, I thought he was just a beard. I thought his beard was his neck. Oops. So we have butt chin, multiple chins, and all beard neck. Okay, wait. So Sanji is running, and then on the next page, where's the room on the monitor? Ah! Bakemama! It talked! Who are you? Go away! Kizaru, show us your wounds. Let us help you. Am I wounded? Yes. Deeply wounded. But he's meaning emotionally. Then we should act fast. Just let me rest. Urgent report! Something far larger than even the giants has appeared on the island. Reporting from the northwest coast of Egghead. It's unaffected by the flames. The gargantuan creature is standing in the flames and groaning about something. Sorry? Joy Boy? Sorry? Maybe that's why he was left here. Maybe because he was like... Maybe he couldn't protect someone or something or... Sorry, Joy Boy. What happened? Okay, well... cute! Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate, Pilgrimage Volume 3. You can have that parting gift, Yamato, as long as you do something for me. So chapter 1112 is called Hard Aspects. What was 1111 called again? Neckbeard. I know that character. Like Blackbeard, Whitebeard, Neckbeard. But you know Neckbeard is a real thing, right? Like it's when you grow... Oh dear Lord, I'm sorry! That was too much at once, wasn't it? So neckbeard is usually, it's like that part when your beard grows even onto your neck. Like, look, oh my dear Lord. It's an interesting look right there, but I'm sure he just did it for fun. Neckbeards Anonymous. Oh no. It usually looks very how to make a neckbeard. Why would you want to? Why? Okay, but anyway, so how I know neckbeard, it's usually like is usually like something like this. Like if you have your neck kind of melds into your face and your beard just grows everywhere. It's not generally known as a very attractive thing. I think beards can be very attractive. Doesn't matter what size you are, but you have to keep it trim. Okay, so chapter 111 was Sun's Shield. That was great. But the move after that was almost better. But Sun's Shield was great. And it definitely reminded me of that goldfish moment, but now it's a warthog. And 1112 is called Hard Aspects. Just give me a minute before we continue reading. I had a whole latte, and I haven't peed, so I need to just quickly go to the bathroom. Don't we just call that a lion's mane? No. I mean, if you have one, I'm sure, but I don't think generally girls find neckbeards super attractive. But as long as, you know, you're happy. I just think that if you just keep it trim to not your neck, it would look that much better, your beard. No neck beard. But that's my opinion. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna read one more chapter, and then I'm gonna post my blue lock video, and then I'll read the last chapter. So just to remind me after this one. So the chapter starts here. Do you see? Okay. All pacifistas Mark III are neutralized. Increase bombardment. Make sure Emperor Straw Hat Luffy. Emperor? I'm still not used to that. Make sure Emperor Straw Hat Luffy doesn't escape. Whatever you do, stop Jewelry Bunny from leaving. So we see a pacifista lying down, being like smoking from the back. Only 12 years old, and you gave this mere girl enough power to level an entire country? Says you, old fart. What a foolish rebellion to stage against us, Vegapunk. Let's get back to the ship. There are some deadly foes on this island. Doom. Don't let them take off. Sink the Elbaf ship. Hurry to the northeast shore. Move it. You'll go nowhere. Steam strong writer. Push. Knub paplapka. Oh my lord. This design works in manga format. I do not want to see it in the anime. I'm joking. Oops. Gomenasai. I bumped the table. Yeah. So his hand doesn't reach. But what's that? Wait a minute. Oh. So that guy said the steam. And he couldn't finish his move. Because he got punched in the face first. So I thought this was a new Frankie, like, strong raito. It was steam strong raito. Like, as if there's more power behind it. But no, he did strong right, and the other guy did the steam knoblap. But he got punched in the face. Next page. Take my daddy to safety, Mr. Giant. You bet. Prepare to die. You'll never have that weapon of war. Jewelry bunny, you little snot. Do they know she's like 12? These marine guys, like, cause Jewelry Bunny to the world is an adult. Cause that's how she portrays herself. She turns into an adult. Like, in my mind, like Luffy's power, he's physically rubber. So in my mind, when she turns into an adult, she's an adult, right? So to the world, that's who she is too. But this guy, he called her a little snot. So I'm wondering, is that just because, Marines call everyone younger than them kusogakis? Or does he know the truth? No, don't call him a weapon. My daddy is a hero, Chin Man. I'm so weak. Stop it. This just looks wrong. Chin Man. Why does it look wrong? I need to see this animated. I feel like I'm not understanding the full. Chin Man. For a second, I thought it was the same guy that Frankie punched. I thought Frankie punched his neck like a jack-in-the-box back into the box. And I thought Bonnie, oh my lord. Oh, she turned him young. Oh, he's the butt-chin guy. And then obviously she turned him young. Sometimes it takes me a minute when I'm reading a manga to kind of like, to really, like, it has to sink in. What did I just read? And then she kicked him as a child, but then she was an adult. But she's actually a child, and he's the adult, and he was attacking her. They are attacking her. Oh my gosh. I forgot for a minute, like, her age power doesn't just affect her. She can actually change other people's ages too. Then we are back at Labo phase, but I think this might be, the video. I can't help but notice you're not drinking your Vega coffee. It's hot. I have a very sensitive tongue. That's mean, Shaka. You knew that already. 4 more minutes, Stella. This is clearly the same room. Yow! Oh, wait, that was Vegapunk trying to sip the coffee. They must have recorded the message here, but I'm kind of shocked she didn't even know. Like, they probably don't share the information between each other if they don't have to, like if it's unnecessary. And besides, York didn't really care. She ate, then she slept, then she pooped. She didn't really care about what the others were doing most of the time, maybe. So then something bakooms. Like a laser? What the hell happened there? What's this? Okay, something is bakuming. Wait, stop! Don't just go crazy. Stella, there's not much time left. See, the message is still going. Why not use thermoelectric elements to take... Oh, that's the video. Why not use thermoelectric elements to take the coffee's heat and convert it to energy? Blah, 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 blah. That's just Vegapunk coming up with ideas every second of the day. If I were the Stella, I would hide the transmission transponder snail emitting the message somewhere. Then I will just destroy the entire lab. You can't! The second floor of Building B is for weapons development. The first floor is the power plant. The third floor of the building has our entire supply of pressurized gas cylinders. Destroy any one of them and it'll set off a chain reaction throughout the whole lab. That blows up Punk Records itself. Then think of where it is. Your neural pathway should be the same as his. I'll stop it, of course. If I add crime upon crime, it'll only make it harder to get along with you folks. And then the bird's like, what? I sense the voice of a small creature in Punk Records. Okay, before we keep reading, can I just quickly show you? I got such a nice York one today. Can I show you? Wait. I must show off my cute York. There she is. I know she's a bad betrayer, but she's so cute. Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't see anything wrong. Just two kids playing play fighting. Can I have another latte, please? Okay. So the bird seems to be slightly confused at what York said. And then, I'm not sure who says this. Maybe I sense the voice of a small creature in Punk Records. Is it a transponder snail? The transponder snail was just recently completed. You can recognize it by its triangular spiral shell. A triangular spiral shell. Tell me how to get in. Dun dun dun. Juicy is not dead. Didn't she didn't Well, aren't you lucky? Seems it wasn't interested in you. Bah, speak for yourself. What was that monster? Based on the conversation, one of the 5 elders. You think so? What a ghastly transformation. They abandoned you, didn't they, Stussy? How sad and ironic after you chose to betray us. Sorry, but staying behind was my idea. Someone has to carry out the final job after all. Beep, 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 beep. What happened to her? I thought she was, done for. Wait, you mean to tell me we're leaving Stussy behind? What other option we got? Undoing the barriers gotta happen at the same moment the ship escapes. My tummy is grumbling. I want the pizza. The only way to lower the frontier dome is at the command room. She volunteered to do it. If you wanna do right by her sacrifice, you better make sure the escape succeeds, eh? Well, of course we're going to do everything we can to escape, but still. The problem is the distance that the Vega Force 1 would have flown us. Exactly right, Nico Robin. I've calculated it up, and going by classical mechanics, the ship's guaranteed to land on solid ground. Now, what? Hey, folks, the coup de burst is all ready to rock. Wait, it's gonna land on solid ground. But they have the coup de burst, so do they mean they get there and then the coup de burst goes there? Or is the coup de burst only going to carry them onto solid ground and not all the way to the ocean? Once Zoro's group gets here, we're going to make a super jump out to sea. And if it looks like we're not going to make it, that's your cue to help us out. Got that? Ha ha ha. Must be hard to be your ship. You don't even bring that up. But Mary was so happy to be our ship back then. And now Sunny is probably just as happy. But I love the guts you got. Wherever miracles occur, that's the power behind them. Ah, guts. And that's coming from a scientist. Ah. Huh? Edison? I'll make sure your ship touches down in the water. Trust me. Simulated external damage, 78%. Edison! It won't kill me. Here goes. Whoa, what's the... Wait, I'm turning it so that it's... Whoa! What the heck is that? There's an inward wind pulling us toward the island. That's it. If you're that hungry, have a building. Oh my lord, he throws a building at them. Ah, that's the snake's, I mean the worm's noise. The suction is enormous. We're not getting anywhere. And then he throws a building. Oh my, I see. It like goes into his mouth and then into the back of his head. It makes the indent of the building. I was literally like, what am I looking at? But whoa. Uh-oh. No, 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 Luffy. That was fun. But now I'm tired. What's this? What happened, Straw Hat? You've turned into some strange old man. Ran out of food about her. Need food? How about some hakarl? Hakarl? Blech, what's that smell? Fermented shark. Emergency rations from Elbaf. Tastes good when you're used to it. I feel energized again. The way your body works is so simple. Yeah. You're back to the old you. And then that pig is going to... Look out! Boar! Gear third. Gomu gomu. Red rock. Yow! How hard is that thing? I'm not sure if I want to try fermented shark at all. Fermented? What is fermented? I don't know about shark, but we have something called bokom. Wait, what chapter am I on? Yeah, I'm on 1112. Bokom is whole salted and dried mullet and is a well-known delicacy from the west coast region of South Africa. Salted fish is dry. I imagine it would taste something like this, but I'm not really sure what fermented means. Fermented, like a pickle? But yeah, so it's like, this is, it smells very, very strong. This is a bokom. It's just like dried, very, very salty fish. Fermented. Oh yeah, pickled. Ew. Fermented shark. Whoa, hakarl. Whoa. A national dish of Iceland consisting of Greenland shark or other sleeper shark that has been cured with a particular fermentation process and hung to dry for 4 to 5 months. It has a strong ammonia-rich smell, ammonia, and fishy taste, making hakarl an acquired taste. I saw a video of a cat eating some kind of stinky fish. But now it was such a cute video, but the cat didn't want to eat it in the end. Ah, hakkarl. Eating fermented shark in Iceland. Yum. Doesn't look super yum from this face. See, it seems like bakalhau from here. Fermentation is a process in which you let food get inundated by yeast so they'll become encased in an antibacterial suspension. I can't imagine what shark tastes like. They are all cartilage. Yeah, okay, anyway. So this, I can imagine this making Luffy strong though. It's like spinach and the Popeye. Sorry, just give me a second. A fish that we normally eat on Christmas and Easter. Bakalhau. Did you get my message?
Yes, I'm bringing now.
Okay. Oh. Ew. What? Was it open?
I think the box cracked. The box was damaged, like on the top or the bottom.
Okay, thank you. See you now for my latte. Bye bye. Hunky said the milk was... So we're talking about fermented foods, right? So he took a box, because we drink boxed milk, right? My mom hates it, but... Amasi. So, amasi is a thick fermented milk product that is a staple food in South Africa and Lesotho. But I don't drink it because it's chunky. So I don't know if I should say eat or drink. But that's pretty much what it looks like. He said the milk, he thinks the box maybe was cracked open or some air got in. So when he took a new boxed milk out of the cupboard, it was basically, it turned into this. So, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want an amasi latte. Thank you very much. Not for me. Okay, so. We're on the last page, Hanku. Wait, almost. What did you do? Oh, dear Lord. Okay, DIY latte. Let's go. Wait, you have to cool that down. Otherwise, it's going to hurt my gloss.
It's not gonna hurt your gloss.
You're not going to hurt my gloss. No, wait. No, wait. Oh, my goodness. You really have to...
Good.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but pretty soon I'm gonna really need a snack.
Me too.
Okay, I'm reading my manga.
What are we gonna eat?
I don't know, but you're interrupting my manga. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. You didn't say you're my pleasure.
Nice to see you.
Was it not your pleasure?
It was.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Luffy punches the warthog on its head, but it's super hard. So he says, yow! How hard is that thing? Rear side labo phase. Stop! 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 What is that? What is that? Something's coming! Oh shit, it's the spider, Gigi! Huh? A crab? Oh, it's not the spider. It's the one that got all the pacifistas. Oh shit, that might just be worse. Northeast Shore. Oh wait, this is Frankie and Bonnie. Okay, so here, the spider Gigi is where Nami is. The horse Gigi is where Bonnie is. And then Punk Records, Labo Phase. 1 minute left, Stella. I know. Here it is. Fortune was not on your side, Vegapunk. Glub, glub. No! Ugh. At least we have one chapter left because I cannot stop there. Like, I don't think I would have been able to stop there. What do you mean? There we go. Wow, another color image. Okay, first, let me just make this 1113. Wow, it's like chess, but the knights are Sanji and the Zoro. So this is kind of reminds me of in Harry Potter, the second movie, when they play like giant chess. So Sanji and Zoro are the knights. Then you have Chopper is the rooks. Then you have Nami is the queen. Robin is the player. You should see the Oda time lapse for this drawing. Send it to me in the chat. Frankie is the castle. Brooke is the bishop and I don't know what is Jinbei. A castle as well? Did you want to post something? Oh, right. So just give me a minute. I just quickly want to post my Blue Lock reaction. It won't take long because I already made a thumbnail. I'm just happy that we have another chapter to read. Okay, so open. Oh, I just need to upload. There we go. Huh? I guess I didn't download it. Wait. Hi, Dark Shadow. Welcome back. So we're gonna just read one more chapter of One Piece, and then we will get started with the movie reaction. I'm just posting this. Wait, this one was posted more than an hour ago. Okay. Cool beans. So, apparently there's a time lapse for the king is a fighting piece. The king is a fighting piece. Oh, wait, what about Usopp? What's he, an archer? But he's like a bishop, but an archer bishop. The hat looks like a bishop's hat, right? The king is a fighting piece. Luffy's the king. Oh, good. It's based on a reader request. The Straw Hats as chess pieces with Robin as the player by Man Who Loves Yamato. I love that. And I love that Robin's nails are like red. So pretty. Okay, so let us continue for now. I'm not going to react to the time lapse at this time, but I'll check it out later in my own time. The chapter is called Stalemate. Ooh, that's a chess term, right? Wait, yes, chess. For a second I thought it was checkers. Maybe it's like a sports term in general. Like a stalemate is when both sides are kind of at a standstill, right? The greatest brain in the world. Punk Records. Well, it's been a short time that the coffee's not even cool yet, but are they all set up with their video transponder snails by now, I wonder? 30 seconds to go, Stella. I feel a bit nervous knowing this is going all over the world. It lives on, even after your death. Is this you, Vegapunk? What? But whoa, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of someone's cranium enlarged, like just kind of, wow, what is death exactly? Where do our ideas truly reside? Philosophical. That is huge! Look how tiny he is! Giga brain moment, like indefinitely. Wow. And it's very philosophical. What is death? Where do our ideas reside? Video will one day connect the entire world. It will mean knowing and the discomfort of being known. I think a lot of people underrate. Do you guys hear the cicadas? Well, they're not cicadas, but it's like a cicada sound. Do you hear it? Crazy, right? That doesn't happen here so often. Wow. I think, almost everyone posts to TikTok a photo. To Instagram a photo or two, and they post to TikTok some funny videos that is seen by maybe a couple of hundred people. Like, everyone almost does that. You know, it's such a natural part of modern times to post photos and videos, and like, we've become so accustomed to it. But I think anyone who has had a video kind of like reach more than a couple of hundred can tell you it's kind of a weird feeling that I don't often think too much about, because it can be very disconcerting. I think it's why, if you guys have ever noticed the live chat, those of you who are here often, you'll notice that generally I have fun streaming, recording videos, but the moment a video is going to go up on YouTube, when I know that, you know, on Twitch, we're usually less than 100 people. On Patreon, maybe per video, an average of 300 to 1,000 people will watch individual, you know, reactions. But on YouTube, reactions can garner anything from about 3,000 to 100,000 views. And it definitely makes me a little bit more self-aware the bigger the number is. And like he says here, it will mean knowing and the discomfort of being known, because, you know, you're putting yourself, you get to know others in a way that you didn't know them before. You're seeing a side of them that you don't always or wouldn't have gotten to see maybe. But also you are being really vulnerable, and that's not always an easy thing to do. Some people handle it better than others, but yeah, it's really something to think about, because the as normal as it is now to post videos and stuff, it's just getting more normal and going further, and yeah, who knows where it will all lead. And also, I suddenly feel the need to listen to Video Kill the Radio Star. Video Kill the Radio Star. Is that Mary? It will mean knowing and the discomfort of being known. What? If it's not at Kaya's house, then no one in the village has one. Visual transponder snails are quite large, you know. It's like taking care of a very big pet. Why don't I put on some tea? Oh, look how pretty Kaya looks. Dr. Vegapunks had a huge influence on the world of medicine too. I know, right? Like, you'd know anything about that. Wait, oh, like you'd know anything about that. Pepper, Carrot, read a book. If you didn't know Dr. Vegapunk is ... Should be starting at any moment now. Crocus! Stop. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me. That's gotta be like one of my top 5 One Piece jokes. Crocus. Ah. So here we are at the future land, Baltimore. Vegapunk's home. He was born here? That's right. The pride of Baltimore. Oh, the one from The Nightmare of Baltimore? Nope, that was Frankie, and he's a ship now. He's a ship? Oh, I remember. This is where Frankie went. It's been decades since I saw Vegapunk. Birdie Kingdom. This is where Chopper was. People are talking about the island where Tanukichi is. Vegapunk's the father of modern science, but many of his advances are used for weapons. Pirate Island, Fulla Lid, New World. Would you all pipe down? Whoever is about to speak. Who? Stop trying to distract me from the fact that you rigged this game. Can you all hear me? Egghead, New World. Test, test. Hello, this is Vegapunk. Did he squashed the poor snail? Hello, world. Just a regular transponder snail? Not only does he hide it, he fools us with decoys. Oh, the snail looks like he's okay, but something is crushed there. Curse you, Vegapunk! Come in, world! It's a one-sided hijack of the waves, Stella. I know that. Well, in that case, let's get this message started. Yeah, about time! What's about to happen? What is it? Go back to sleep. A very important man's going to tell us something. Oh, who dat? Who dat? Where dat? Oh. It's not stopping, Mars. I'm sorry. Vegapunk has concocted a robust security system to prevent the transmission from being stopped. I don't know what he knows or what he intends to say, but your claim that he had carried on O'Hara's research. So he refuses to go out like Clover, eh? Does he mean to avenge O'Hara's loss? I respect that. He was using the resources of the world government in order to right under their noses. Yes, he was helping them too, but he was doing something bigger and better I don't know if you can say like, oh, this was the right decision or whatever, because at the end of the day, he made big advancements for the wrong side, if you want to put it that way, but it's like he under their noses with their resources, he also made great strides for the Gorosei's enemies, the people that they crushed. He did that. He might not have been able to do that without the government's resources. So in the end, it's like, it's very difficult to imagine what else he could have done to really stick it to him, to put it like lightly. But yeah, I think it's kind of amazing. So he says, he refuses to go out like Clover, eh? Does he mean to avenge O'Hara's loss? What is it, Vegapunk? I can hear it, the sound of Bonnie's voice, begging for my help. Okay. Fair enough. If he can save Bonnie, I'll be very happy. Who's that? Jewelry Bonnie. Sorry, it's just such an interesting way to phrase it, but I totally get it. And yes, I want him to save Bonnie. Who's that? Jewelry Bonnie, you shall not have the Navy's might. Get back, Bonnie. Wait, Frankie, move it. Huh? The only one who gets to score points with Bonnie is me. Whoa. Nice. Did you think the elderly get special treatment? This is how pirates fight. No one gets special except cute girls. And then it's like, oh shit. He fights back. The horse has got Sanji. Sanji! He's starting. What is that? Hold it down, Oimo. Oh, and then Oimo grabs the horse and Sanji is flung from its mouth. And the Vegapunk says, I have committed 2 sins. And then, you got it, Kashi! Stella! Distorted future! Giant-like future! Giant bunny! Yeah! Who is that? Is it Jewelry Bunny? Therefore, he has committed the 2 sins. Therefore, whether I am arrested or executed, I shall program this message to be broadcast when my heart stops beating. What? You mean Vegapunk is already dead? But what is death really? When your heart stops beating? No, you could do CPR and make the heart beat again. Or maybe he's not dead, but I don't know. I doubt it. It's like there's hope, but not much. That can't be right. In the news this morning, it said that he was being held hostage by the Straw Hat crew. Is that the Sanji lookalike, Duval? Huh? You've got to be kidding me. We're here trying to drag you off your ivory throne and you can't just give away the story to the entire world. How am I going to sell my papers? I'm sorry. Fuck that shit. What? Such a... Dude, you said the quiet part out loud, the bird brain. You can't just tell the truth. You can't just... This is not a fictional... I mean, in the world of One Piece, obviously One Piece is a fictional story, but he's pretending like the author of a manga just gave away the ending. Like, this is real life, bird. How am I gonna sell my papers? Gah. I want to make one thing very clear first. Whoever may have rendered their judgment unto me, I am not trying to convince you that their intent is evil. I will not apply the labels of good and evil at all. In fact, because I understand too little about him to begin with. Him, Emu, maybe. It's kind of like... Okay, wait. I want get ahead of myself. Move! I have no time to deal with the likes of you. That voice. Voice? That is quite an audacious hypothesis. Sorry, Robin said that voice. And now I'm like, someone Robin recognizes? Nico Robin. The woman Akainu let slip between his fingers. The man is soft. Someone who thinks Akainu is soft must be the devil himself. The 5 elders? Huh? What? Protect Robin! Oh my god. Everything is happening at once. We'll do whatever it takes. Be gone, you miserable worms. No, you be gone, you miserable spider. Oh, look, it's the little cloud. What's his name? This one. Where's my cloud? Oh, I had a little cloud. Where's my cloud? Oh, no? Oh, no. I think he's downstairs. I think Paige played with him. Someone gifted me a little Zeus. And I don't know where he is now. He was hanging there next to my little Shanks. What I'm about to tell you is so preposterous, you might even burst into laughter. It's no use. There are too many transponder snails in the lab. It seems there are no unique signals. Think, York, think! Or you won't be able to be a celestial dragon! I'm Vegapunk too! Where would I hide it? Yeah, but you're like... the worst part of Vegapunk. The best part of Vegapunk planned this message. So... even to me, there are subconscious things in my mind that I'm not even aware of at this time. So it makes sense that she might not be able to access every part of her own brain. However, you all have the right to know what happens. I'm trying not to read ahead when I turn the page. What happens if we destroy the power plant? Don't. We can afford the loss of all the ships and sailors surrounding the island, but no one will be able to create the mother flame anymore. To make a long story short, the world as we know it will sink into the sea. Huh? And then it pans onto the mermaids. Uh-oh. But I'm not a mermaid. At first I was thinking, oh, that'd be nice. I want to be a mermaid, but no, I would die. Shit. The world will sink into the sea. Back to where we came from. Whoa. No, I don't want it to end. I'm not ready for it to end. I still want to read, but I can't. But that's a good ending. The world as we know it will sink into the sea. Why? I hate when I'm on the last page. I can't do the double spread easily because it keeps... Okay, wait, now it's working. When I try and show you the mistake. You'd get Kami'd more than Kami. Whoa. So they didn't know what Vegapunk was planning to say, but this is the truth. The world as we know it will sink into the sea. I wonder as a result of what? I'm sure he's going to expand on that. But at this time, it's like... okay. Interesting. Why? How? Can we stop it? Should we stop it? Should we grow gills? Should we find a way to breathe underwater? What's the plan? That got me thinking back to Iceberg's plan for a floating city. The man had an MVP move without knowing how big it would really be. I mean, it kind of makes sense in some ways because there are a lot of places that have sunk into the sea and places that have been emerged from the sea. Like there's a part of the desert somewhere in Egypt where it's just like dunes and dunes of sand with large, like it looks white like snow in parts because of all the salt, because that part used to be underwater. So I'm not sure. This seems not like it's going to be a natural occurrence because everything sinking that's going to be a problem. And it's not, doesn't seem very natural. I don't know. But it seems like something's going to cause this. Or maybe it is like a natural progression, like, you know, like an ice age. Like imagine there was another ice age and everything freezes over. Maybe it's something like that, like a natural disaster type of, which isn't the disaster in terms of nature, because nature isn't good or bad. That's kind of maybe what he was even getting at. But he mentioned him like it was a specific plan and not just a natural occurrence. But anyway, I was just mentioning about nature. Like an ice age happening isn't bad, but it's bad for us because maybe we wouldn't be able to survive. So I'm imagining it like something like that, like, but instead of an ice age, it's an underwater age. an Atlantis age. But yeah, we wouldn't be able to survive. But instead of being a natural occurrence, maybe the Gorosei are trying to... I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better now. Sorry. Okay, what did you guys think when you read this for the first time and you couldn't keep reading? How frustrating was that? My fingers typing on my screen because my nails are too long. Odinoko says, I don't know. It's why I don't read the manga. But you do now because you're here. That was really, really great. A lot of action. It's going to be so great in the manga. I mean, in the anime. Excuse me. In the anime. With all the fighting going on, and I mean, information drops. Like I can still understand why people wanted me to remain anime only, just for the reaction to the information drops. But I mean, my reaction to the information isn't different whether I'm reading it in the manga or I'm watching it in the anime. But what I like is that I give myself time now to process the information at least a little bit, because there's still a lot going on in terms of action. But the anime adds a lot. Voice acting, animation, colors, OST, sound effects, everything. So my point is there's so much to take in when you watch the anime. It's nice, actually, having some time to, before I see the anime, to really let the story sink in and the information. Being a weak reader for since Dressrosa, I am accepting the pain. Just like Obito, there is nothing here anymore. I'm glad I was able to read a few chapters at one time. Yeah, me too. It makes me feel like, okay, fine, I can stop here. But it's gonna be even more difficult when we have just one chapter a week, and it's we only read one chapter and there's nothing more. So it's easier even now if I'm ending on a cliffhanger. At least I got to read a few chapters today. So I have a lot to think about over the next week. But man, if there's just one chapter and it ends there, it's going to be a worse feeling. I feel like reading the manga is not as stressful or overwhelming, probably, as watching an anime. You just experience the story at your own pace. Yes, that's what I like, because I don't think... I think it's underappreciated, people who don't... it's a whole different experience reacting. But if you read, it's you can pause on one page for as long as you want. I do that with anime often, and I rewatch scenes and stuff. And people kind of hate me for it sometimes because I stop so that I can process things. But yeah, with the manga, it just feels so much more okay, turn the page. With the anime, there's a lot. Voices and sounds and especially with One Piece's recent visuals, it's very in your face. Like Soto says, it's so bright that even the weebs get a tan watching the episodes. But it's not, it's just a joke. But there is a lot. They put a lot. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, so that the fact that I get to kind of process the story before seeing it come to life, I think is an advantage in the long run. Especially in this part of the story, I think it was a very good decision to read ahead. I'm definitely going to be thinking about these chapters for the next week. But he took so long, 10 minutes was how many chapters? 3, 4? 4 or 5? And all he got to say in the end was, the world as we know it is going to sink into the ocean, or is sinking into the ocean. Let me see. Will sink into the sea. it was even worse because after chapter 113, we have a One Piece break week. So nothing more for 2 weeks. Oh, that's so bad. But it's nice that you got to experience it with everyone, you know. I can't wait to catch up, but at the same time, I'm having so much fun reading week by week, a few chapters at a time. There was something I wanted to say. There was a lot of philosophical topics that was brought up in this episode, in this chapter about when does someone die, where does our ideas come from, like where does it reside, and then the topic of good and evil. Like after you get to a certain point, it's like those terms are not even meaningful anymore. He was discussing him, and it was like it went past our human understanding of good and evil. Like there's something more. So I think it's very natural for people to categorize things as good and bad, just to get by in day-to-day life, like poisonous mushroom, bad. Someone who stabbed my mother, bad. Like I think it's natural. Even though in a more transcendental spiritual sense, there is this idea that all sin is equal. And even the word sin I use lightly, like it just means like everyone is equal. Technically, we're all, isn't that kind of like this not biblical but spiritual concept where we're all the same, we all have good and bad in us, and that kind of neutralizes, so actually we're all just like, I don't know how to put this into words, which is why I enjoy reading One Piece, because it's like it's bringing up these topics through the story, things that are difficult to talk about but easier to see, you know. That's why I like the word revelation in a sense, because it's something that no one can explain it to you. It kind of, you have to just wake up to it yourself. So, but I mean, Vegapunk is a brilliant genius. So he's going to try and put whatever is going on, whoever Emu is, whatever they're up to, he's going to try and make it simple enough for the world to understand. People that are from towns so small, they don't even have a video snail. So, I mean, it must be difficult for someone with his brain to communicate it into terms that is easy for everyday life. Because it's one thing to say something like, all sins are equal, for example, or everyone is equal. But then in day-to-day life, for your average person, it's very difficult to grasp that concept, because poisonous mushroom, bad. Murderer, bad. Like, you know, we need the definitions kind of just to orient this world, the world where we find ourselves. I don't know if there's another dimension or another transcendental mental state where we don't need those terms, but yeah, that's in a place where I don't think I've gotten there. But I mean, Vegapunk was working towards a world where everyone had enough to eat. So that means that people weren't gonna fight about food. People weren't gonna fight about clothes. People weren't gonna, like, he was working towards a world where, you know, it was heaven on earth in a sense. Like, he wanted to make the world a place where people wouldn't need to fight about food or about money, or, you know, and that kind of sounds like a place where we wouldn't need terms like good and bad, because everyone would just be happy. Everyone would have food to eat, a roof over their heads, you know? But it's tough. And now, amidst all that, despite what he was working towards being so noble and beautiful, if it could happen, for some reason, Emu and the world is gonna sink? Like, why? Wait, just give me a minute. Hanku! Hanku! Wat is ons strand eet? Oké, wat moet ons vanavond eet? Want dis ons wat kos te maak. So wil hulle wat vra hulle wat hulle wil hê, want Lydia wil nie McDonald's hê nie. So maybe chicken, maybe the chicken black. Pizza, chicken, vra hulle wat kan Ja, för ons. Men vad tycker alla? Man har frågat. Sorry, it's our turn to make dinner tonight, so I just wanted to make sure Hanku got something that Lydia would like because she doesn't like McDonald's and he wants McDonald's, but I want KFC because the other day I craved KFC, but then I didn't get KFC because I had breakfast because it was the day the electricity went off, so I just went to have breakfast at 3 p.m. There's a place that does all day breakfast. Anyway, so I just wanted to make sure that he doesn't get them McDonald's or something because Lydia doesn't like McDonald's. I keep thinking of the flightless bird when I hear emu or emu. You mean, wasn't there like an emu war in Australia? Because the birds were being so destructive, so they had to like go out and kill a bunch? Hiruruk answered that question 1,000 episodes ago. What does it mean to die? When a man is forgotten. Ah, something like that? The emus won? Really? No, really? Okay, well, where's my lip ice? I thought today was really fun. I'm a teeny tiny bit disappointed still about the Zoro moment kind of, screeching to a halt. But it's fine because I got to read up to this chapter. And I think anyway, the Zoro moment will be best experienced. Not best experienced, but I mean, Zoro's voice actor being able to say Hohoba, I mean Hohuva. I did that on purpose. All of that coming together. I think at this point when when he's writing these characters, and I wonder, is he hearing the voice actors like this is how Zoro's voice actor would say this? I mean, probably, right? So anyway, I think it's gonna be a great experience in the anime. And the rest of it was just fun. Luffy is fun. His toon self is just the scar falling off. I can't. Dory and Brogy, to see them use the sun shield, that was great. Yeah, overall, some great chapters today. Thank you so much for reading along. I hope you had fun with me. And Lord Snow, thank you for the sub. Happy 11 months. I'm going to give myself some time to think about everything that was brought up today. There's another conversation about Ace and Luffy and their choice or lack thereof to become pirates that was brought up in another video that I thought was very interesting, but I'll talk about that next week. So yeah, I don't want to put too much squashed into one video. So thank you again, and see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I didn't press the button. This is so awkward. Bye.